Your Google business profile is obviously one of the most important pieces of your local online marketing and lead generation systems, right? So anytime that gets suspended, it's obviously a huge, huge problem, and it's potentially costing you, calls and jobs by the day. So recently, a client of ours, a partner of ours, got this email from Google that they get suspended. There had been no new recent updates on the listing. Totally legitimate business that's been around for several years. They had about 200 Google reviews, visible commercial address. So they had all the things going for them. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, they got hit with this content that violates our policies. And so, it's a very vague message, and one that Google usually, has during this sort of suspension. And, it doesn't really tell you too much. But what we did was we clicked on the appeals. And now this is very important. You have 60 minutes to provide information once you appeal. And by information, that means basically things that can prove you are who you say you are, and you are where you say you are. So things like any sort of business licensing or state documentation showing where your business is listed. Also, photos of your trucks, your any sort of equipment. If you have a branded vehicle, take a photo of yourself there. If you have, opportunity to grab a phone and take a walk from your sidewalk out to your up to your home, showing your home address, you actually entering that building, entering your home wherever you're working out of. That proves to Google that you are at the address that you say you are. So actually show your physical mailbox or house number there, or address number, whatever it may be. And so you've got 60 minutes to provide about 8 of these different sorts of documents. So anything that you can get together, screenshots, PDFs that you can upload, or MP4s with the video, just really anything that can provide that proof. So that's what we did with this particular situation. We created all these documents, or not created, but gathered all these documents and proof symbols, put through the appeals, and kind of looks like this. It's just a basic form with Google that has a variety of fields that you walk through, and it only takes a few minutes once you have those items gathered. But again, you only get 60 minutes to upload that information, so make sure you are prepared if you do run into this. All right, and then lastly, so it's a very hectic situation when you get your listing, taken down. It's costing you money. Thankfully, this particular case, we were able to get the listing back in just 4 days. So we followed the standard appeal there. It went through just fine, and thankfully, it came back up a few days later with all the reviews as well. So problem averted. Although it was an annoying 4 days and worrisome, for the business, we got that back. And so that's the point. Don't freak out. Just make sure you follow the appropriate appeals here. And I will say, had they not responded within a few days, or rather about a week's time, we would have followed up and replied to the email asking for an update. And we'd go through that a couple of times before going any further. So thankfully, at least in this situation, though, we were able to get the listing back right away.